Today's passage is Jeremiah chapter 2, verses 1 to 3, 7 to 8, and 12 to 13. This is a fiddly reference, but of course you can read the verses in between if you want to. I would like us to focus on verse 12 and 13 today, because that's where the impact comes for me. Be appalled, O heavens. Does Jeremiah think the sky itself, the earth around us, reacts to human sin? Perhaps he means rather the heavenly beings that were imagined to accompany God, worshipping night and day. Or even the pantheon of many gods in pagan belief. Sometimes the Old Testament speaks as if God is surrounded by lesser powers, like in Genesis, where it says, "Let us create in our own image." Either way, Jeremiah feels deeply that the nation's sin is so terrible that the whole world knows and is horrified. And what is their sin? It's twofold, he goes on to say, two sides of a coin. They have walked away from the source of life and health, the fountain of living water. And having walked away, they have tried to make their own replacement, a cracked cistern that doesn't even hold the water properly. What a contrast. And how stupid, how inane, how ridiculous is such an exchange. Who would ever do such a thing? Be appalled indeed. It's total nonsense. It's a crazy thing to do. Do they need their brains examining? Yet Jeremiah watched the people of his day do just this. And guess what? Things haven't changed much. People still do this today. Of course, the fountain of living water is God, and the Israelites were turning their back on God and worshipping idols instead, inert statues or objects. What would be the point of that? All their good comes from one direction, and they turn in another direction and try to, manufacture something for themselves. A poor imitation, a travesty. Do you remember Jesus sitting by the well in Samaria and saying to the woman who came, "I can give you living water and you will never be thirsty again"? He would have known this passage. Sitting by the well and asking her for a drink, he was the source, the fountain of living water. No doubt her jaw dropped at his offer, but she wanted it. She fetched the rest of the village so that they could drink from this fountain too, and they did. Samaria, of course, in those days had a bad name among the Jews, so this was a bit like the parable of the Good Samaritan, which casts the archetypal bad guy as the good guy after all. The Israelites of Jeremiah's time did not recognise where was the source of living water for them, and nor did the Jews of Jesus' time, most of them. What about us? What about our time? There are plenty of people looking for water in cracked cisterns, desperately thirsty, searching, but finding little, so little. They often don't know where to look, or that there even is somewhere else to look and to find that fountain welling up within. We need to tell them, to make it known, the fountain of living water. It's not to be kept secret, kept to ourselves. There is plenty, it will never run out. Unlike the cracked cisterns which can never satisfy, the water we know of goes on giving forever. We have a gospel to proclaim.